Hey everyone, I got some stuff to get out. I can't remember it all right now, but you know, I get drop-in awarenesses, and the main two rising of consciousness in all these drop-ins that are occurring is heart leadership. And so let's begin with this awareness that again, the left and the right brain that we have, these hemispheres, female and male in energetic representation. No, female and male energetic representation is in the torso and the limbs. The brain is opposite. It switches in the nervous system, and the meridian flow accesses it all like that. But anyway, we're going through a time of left brain, which is more yin, right, in its thinking. It's more like, whereas the right is yang. Of the brains at the moment, because when you look at the body, the right side is more yang and the left side is more yin of the body. I'm confusing myself a little bit here and trying to explain it, but I'll get to the point. The left side of the brain has been overused, and the right side of us, yang in life, to do with the construct. Yeah, we're very clever, we intellectualize, we have a level of intelligence, but it's not everything. Okay, so this bridge we're going through with this bridge of light to the 5D has got to do with this balance. And so the right brain is involving the opposite to the left. So we need this kind of functioning, and they work well together, and that's the point. They've got to work well together. And then once this actually starts happening, we have this bridge, then it's more of a whole system, rather than in the future, we won't have to look at this 3D difference. It's because we've been more in the construct. But we need to remember the spiritual creator side of us is the right side. And so because that is the softness down to the left side, the yin side, the switch over at the base of the skull, at the brain stem there, we can kind of let that creative softness, spiritual flow not be so prominent, because we don't give it natural force, because we're so used to living in the left constructs in the world, systems in the world, and running each other this way, so much so that we begin to see the limitations in that but continue, and that doesn't serve us. And because we might fear the spiritual side of life and our creative endeavors, and not actually emphasizing that and living it out at the heart side of the body, the left side, the yin side, the replenishment side, all the cycles through the organs and everything. And then that leads on to a whole other energetic conversation. We are now going through the time where we have to do this, more of this bridge, embracing the spiritual, the truth of our consciousness, the colors, the relevance, the speed of light, the access that we can truly access, because that's how we're designed. We're inviting in more for that spiritual flow. down into the heart side, that is being influenced by guidance of various realities of heaven that is being floated in for landing, because that is the softer side of us. That is the new leadership. I had a few more things coming on my walk, but they are just for my knowledge, and if they need to pop up, they will. But it's all got to do with just how we're all being asked to do different things, and that could be move locations in various ways, actually, like different parts of the world or different parts of your country or whatever. But all of it is part of this step up. So it could be new roles, a whole new way of looking at life. It's bigger than the normal that we may have gone through before, because we didn't have so much heart support for this lift in consciousness, that we actually like embody this heart leadership of ourselves, and we feel it. We can feel into this expansion, and we can kind of see when we look at that the whole of our life has had some kind of purpose like that, but now it's actually landing more consciously that fact, and more powerfully that fact, which opens up our awareness another level and layer globally, like right through Mother Earth, all of us, that we are all like one, and everything plays a part with our heart. Only there has been a lot of ignorance and arrogance directed to blocking off this aspect of us, and tried to bring it into like the proof of life by putting it into a left brain construct of locations or culture of like religious specificities, yeah. Which we now can see the more and more that we let sort of religion sort of just open the doors on religion a bit more, and not be so, not like closed off or divisive with it as time goes on, but it has been happening. That we can see across the board, it's all been for a connection for more of a heart foundation, and just some left brain, wherever some civilizations or some beings want to control, they know by getting people on side to believe in their construct that they won't have so much time or focus and consciousness on their heart self. And enough is enough. If you want to come to planet Earth, you should be able to come and not be like a percentage of the planet is scared for their life. Women in that kind of situation, different parts of the world, women and men in that kind of situation, different parts of the world, children and the abuses, adults believing that's okay on a larger scale, you know, all this stuff, enough is enough. It's out of hand, because a lot of the development of that has come from we take control and you work for us. And that's not healthy for anyone that believes you're going to support them. So, you know, heaven doesn't agree with having such a beautiful planet, and some of the inhabitants think that they're going to control the majority in some kind of negative aspect. You know, just ridiculous. And so, yeah, we're getting helped. So, heart leadership. Now, I don't mean to end that so quickly and as though it's not like a unimportant thing. It so is. But that's the simplicity of it. It is about heart leadership. So, you know, standing up for your heart is not like just a little bit of chit chat. It is like facing moments and standing beside each other, facing the moments where we can see that there's a construct that may be playing unfairly, maybe covering it up a bit, maybe not covering it up and just trying to go head to head with you. Whereas from the heart perspective, you just rise up in heart, and that is a pure and true intelligence. Because fight is like distraction is one way of putting it, because of the unconscious construct belief. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't stand for a basis of well-being, that's not heart. So if there's salesmen or loud people trying to put forth that this is the way it's done, or this is the best way and we know how, or yous don't have a choice because we have the money, or we are the ones in the know, or anything like that, that's just where the grounding of this light that we are from Mother Earth up can come up in us in the truth of the support, which says we got to follow through heart, mind, body and soul on standing for the truth. Yeah, so I've got my glasses on again. I just realized they've just become a part of like my skin because Matthias mucks around with the light, energy, electricity. And yeah, so sometimes my eyes can get like glazed or blurry like, and he absorbs the electricity by different temperatures and cycles through my body. And I know this because he can do different things to my body due to it. Anyway, sometimes I've just had enough clearing, so, you know, I forget my sunnies are on and carry on with life, and it is so comfortable too. But it is this standing up and knowing you're supported, that this earth wants you to flow that heart energy and expand it in your heart field. You know, everyone has a heart field, and once you stand for it, that's it. You'll always stand for it. That's why sometimes through life we might have to go through things, but we decide to keep going for the betterment of something, the betterment of wanting better, the betterment of wanting to help other people, the betterment of wanting to see better, like happening in our world. So we just keep going, and we get to this heart field expanse, and as long as we stay open to that, giving our hearts in all experience, and when we do have the challenges to make a stand, we make a stand. Whether that's just in a conversation, or you have to research something to follow through for conversation, or whatever, but don't let your energy lower into a fighting battle, because you're standing for heart truth. You're not trying to battle the old construct. because they hit brick walls and they want you to go down with them. We're opening up the heart field, heaven and earth, we are it, and it's just standing up for the good of all. So you know in yourself, if it doesn't feel right to you, you want to stand up for yourself. Well, so too for your brothers and sisters. Wherever you feel called in here that it's unfair treatment, or there is something there you could do, or there's more you're being called to take a look at. It's all heart field. And I'll just warn you against, don't wear yourself out with this. Pace yourself and keep going. And just make sure you're always taking time for yourself as well. So this sort of left side, my heart, you know, my enjoyment, my expression is good, helping, but I have this balance of loving myself to be this heart resource in the world. And it's for the whole perspective, so it's wholly supported. And you know, that's the miracle that comes through us, that kind of support, like and you just you start to live miracles. We don't need to go into that right now, but that essentially is the invitation of I'm standing for the highest good of all. And that is the energy. It's miracle energy. 5D is higher support. And so it's good to expand your base understanding of this, so that when you do go through the lower consciousness that we all are and have, into perhaps old problems or old issues, still you come back to the wider and higher perspective, to allow a new foundational shift, move, allowance of new in, that this whole perspective is a matter of being one with the present energy that is consistently influx of change. There is consistent change, you know. So you want to maintain a happy, healthy foundation, so you kind of just get to know that all of this you're not meant to get stuck down in or battle in, but this allowance is I serve the good of all. So it just takes over your space. You just start to have an awareness of this. And you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. And it's just ongoing learning. If you feel like you have hit a speed bump, just make it a bump. Don't make it a mountain. Don't make it, you know, anything, just too much of it. Just make sure you do the depth work if required, but don't continuously drag some kind of battle or ordeal or a speed bump as though it's permanent, because that's the idea of the flow. Okay, I think that's it. I just want to say that Australia loves you for all the grounding you're doing. We have a great flow of energy where I'm located, down the East Coast. Yeah. coming through all the cycles and different flows. We thank you for doing your role in this. It's very heartland foundational. No matter where you are, we're all having a good effect. So, God bless.